Welcome to APCUG's Wednesday workshop, where we get together in the middle of the week to learn more about technology. I can't tell you how excited I am about our presenter today. Most of you will know her because you've seen her over the years during our open mic time when we open up for questions, and she's been there and shares a lot of great information. And we've been trying for a long time to get her to become a presenter for us. And today we do. We're so excited. Jolyn Bowler is here today. She's the resource director of the Hilton Head Islands Computer Club. And she does a lot of teaching and courses. And she, as far as I know, just finished teaching this class on Google Docs. And we've been wanting for a long time a presentation on Google Docs. And today we've got her. So I'm so excited to turn things over to Jolyn and have her educate me on a lot of new information about Google Docs.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Well, welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining us. I started my technology career sort of when in 1982 I took two computer classes. One was an introduction to 1982 Introduction to Computer Concepts, and a word processing course on a dedicated DECmate word processing machine. And although I have for years enjoyed WordPerfect as my primary, I also, because I teach at the computer club, we have a wonderful resource center that's open Monday through Friday with volunteers, and people can come in and get help in person, which is wonderful. We do presentations, things like that. But learning word processing allowed me to work temp jobs anywhere on Hilton Head Island. I could go in. If I didn't know the computer, I'd learn it. If I knew it, I would start to work. And then I'd teach everybody else in the office how to use them. And it was just a wonderful experience. The computer club was started in 1989. I joined in 91 and immediately began volunteering. I've been membership director, web mistress, didn't want to be the webmaster, vice president, president, and now I just kind of wrangle the supplies and things at our resource center. It's really, I love it. And we've got a marvelous group of volunteers. So with that being said, let me see if I can get things started here. Let's see, that one and share. Let's see where I'm at. Nope, wrong one. Here we go. We go back to the top. Okay, let me hide that from my face. Hide video. Nope. Hide floating meeting controls. There we go. So I was very surprised because I'd forgotten that I'd been asked to do this today, but I'm so glad to be here and doing this. And we are going to be talking about our Google Docs, this wonderful tool that Google has offered in the word processing realm. We also, of course, have Google Sheets, which is a spreadsheet, Google Slides, which is like a PowerPoint presentation, and other things. But we're going to focus on Google Docs today. Let me see if I can get that. Now, do you still see my full screen?
Yes, I do. No, okay. I see your notes.
Oh, okay. That's not what I wanted to show. So, okay, we'll go back and I want to stop the share and start again because I don't know. There we go. Okay. Well, the notes aren't that important because they're in my head. And get the slideshow started. Okay. So what is Google Docs? It's a terrific tool for word processing from Google. We're going to go over creating a new document. We're going to go over basic editing tools, saving and accessing your work, organizing your documents, printing and downloading, and I'll just touch on collaboration at the end. That is a more advanced process in Google Docs with the shared ability to collaborate with others on a team, that kind of thing. But we're going to, what is Google Docs? It is a free, user-friendly, intuitive interface for users to create documents easily without complicated setups. As far as the look of it, anybody that works with OpenOffice or LibreOffice, it's rather than the word process, rather than Pages or Word, it's a much more simple layout than the more open source ones. It is web-based, so you do need to have internet access to properly take advantage of it. I do believe there is a way to work offline with it, but I haven't discovered it yet, so I'm still working on that. And then all changes are automatically saved in Google Drive. As you're working, it saves it. You make a change, it saves it. I find that tremendously convenient. And I always know where my documents are. So the cross-platform compatibility, as long as you have a browser, and this is any browser, it doesn't have to be Chrome, Google Docs provides a seamless access. Computers, tablets, smartphones, Macs, iOS, Android. I'm not sure about Linux, but I'm sure you can get to a browser and go up with Linux to docs.google.com. So as long as there is internet connectivity, I have a hotspot on my phone, so I can pretty much work anywhere I am. As if I have my computer and my phone, I've got internet access. So that's the way I solve that issue. Okay, so let's talk about creating a new document. And please, Judy, if anybody has questions while I'm doing this, feel free to interrupt. So you can start a Google Doc by starting at your Google Drive, and I'll show this to you in just a sec. Google Drive is one way to get there. I find going to docs.google.com is a much simpler way to go. I open the browser, go there. I also have links in my browser. I've also created a PWA that lives on my taskbar. PWA is a progressive web app that just is a web page without all of the stuff along the top. They have wonderful group of templates and access to more online. So that might be something you need. So here's a screenshot. And as you can see up here, let's see if I can get this. Nope, can't find them. Okay, so I won't worry about that. But over here, once you open, this is the Google Docs homepage. Actually, I'll take that back. This is the Drive homepage. So if we were to go over here and click on New, it would allow us to access all of the services, docs, sheets, etc. I prefer to go to drive.google.com to access Drive, or go directly to docs.google.com to open them directly. And down at the very bottom, you will get notifications down here. This says, get notifications on your desktop for shared files and important events. If you were collaborating, you may want to turn this on. I don't currently do any collaborating, so I did not turn it on, but you may see that pop up when you go to Google Drive. So when you click on New, you can, in Google Drive, click a new folder, do a file upload. You can open pretty much any word processing file, be it docx, LibreOffice ODT, PDFs, and other file formats. It's really quite something. You can then edit it and then save it as that same format, which I find very helpful. Here we have Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Forms, and there's more. So you click on New and you have, if you're in Google Drive, you click on New and can access Google Docs. I find it easier to go directly to Google Docs. So we'll go there next. Starting a new doc from docs.google.com. When you're accessing your Google Docs, just go to the browser, go to that site. Then creating a new document, there is a plus sign located on the home page of Google Docs, and it says new document, new blank document, excuse me. And this is a very quick and efficient method to allow users to start working on documents immediately. So here is the Docs homepage. Over on the right is this start a new document, blank document. That's if you know what you want to say, or you're copying and pasting text into a new document. However, whatever you're starting with, a blank document gives you a clean slate. Then this whole section here is the template gallery. And the template gallery is an amazing resource of ideas for, as you can see, resumes, letters, project proposal, brochures, and much, much more. You can go to the template gallery and access others online at the Google resources. Then down in the bottom section, you will see previous documents so that you can immediately open one rather than having to go back to Google Drive. You could open a recent document you've worked on right here. So let's get into it and talk about the basic editing tools. Word processing, it's basically word processing. Typing, formatting text. You have to remember to select the text if you want to change the formatting, whether it's the size or the font style, or make it bold or italicized, whatever that is, you must select the text first, just like any other word processor. You can do the bold option for emphasis, key points, italics, and underlines. And there is a little bit of a larger variety of tools you can use. So here is a blank document that I open. And up here at the top is where the title for the document lives. And initially, it will call it an untitled document. So I almost immediately go in and click into that box and change the title. So I'm not dealing with a bunch of untitled documents in my docs list. Then the text selection is here. You can do normal text, bold text, headings, that kind of thing, and change the size. You have quite a variety of fonts available. Then you can change the size of the font. There's bold, italicized, underscore, then color. And that's, I believe that's a color picker. And then you could add a link. You can upload a file. You can add a picture. And then here is justification and centering in a line, and more, and bullets and numbering and indents, and then clear the whole thing. So the basic tools are there, just like with any other word processor. It just is a little bit more traditional looking, with file, edit, view, insert, format, tools, extensions, etc. Like many early Windows tools were designed with that layout, and then they've added the ribbon along the way. And then when you open the document, you may get these options. So it will give you access to templates from here. If you have meeting notes or an email draft that you need to create, it will actually give you the two, the from, to, subject, and who it's going, and be able to create an email that you can then send directly through Google Gmail. And then again, Google Docs works like any word processor. You can format the page parameters by clicking on File and then Page Setup, which is at the very bottom. These are screenshots, so I can't demonstrate until I get to the live. And remember to select the text you wish to change so that it will change when you select the options. And I think my favorite feature of all. Although Gemini is helpful, and I have used Gemini a bit, but not as much in the doc creation. I research a new presentation and use a separate tab. As you can see, it says document tabs. You can add a tab by clicking the plus sign. It will add tab 2, tab 3, tab 4. So what I do is I drag them in the order I want. I rename them. So if I have information from a website, I'll put the website name. If it's from Perplexity or Gemini or one of the other tools, I will have a tab for each one. The first tab becomes my primary document, and then I can use the data I've collected to put into the primary document. And I find this extremely helpful. I use it in almost every presentation I put together now. It's marvelous. You can also add headings to help organize the content of your document. You can have bulleted and numbered lists to enhance the clarity of bullet points going down a list or in a presentation, or for an agenda for a meeting. The predefined styles in Google Docs are also worth exploring. I don't usually use them because I'm usually creating a document either as a tip for the Computer Club's newsletter or something more for a presentation. So I don't really use the styles as much. I have used them some, but not as much. And of course, most importantly, what happens when you've finished? Where does it save it? How do you access it? Google Docs saves automatically in real time. You make a change and you'll see it saved. You'll see it at the top of the screen. There's no, I don't believe you can turn it off. You can delete it, of course. You can say, send it to the trash. You don't want to save it if it's just a quick note of some kind. Risk reduction, automatic saving minimizes the risk of losing important changes, providing peace of mind while you work, which is important. And the version history, I think what's very, very interesting, and I've used this quite a lot. It allows you to view past versions and restore them if needed. And you can access the version history with File, Version History, see Version History. And then you can browse the different versions, and especially in collaboration, you can see who has made the changes and restore a previous version if desired, which is a very handy tool. And being able to access it from any device. You can install Google Docs app on tablets and phones. It's easily accessible on any browser. So you can go, if you think of something, you've started a document, but you think of something and you just arrived somewhere, you can open it on your phone. In other words, not while you're driving, and open it on your phone, and then actually do the editing change so that when you go back to your main computer, the change has been made and you don't forget that change. And also reviewing documents and is an important feature. So organization. We all know how important it is to name a document properly so you can find it. I have pretty much, I put the year, month, day, and then a title or a subject or what the document is about. And I find that is much easier for me on Windows to both on Windows and on Google Drive to do it that way, to sort them by date or sort them by name, and then they're by date. So, but it's important to name them properly so that you can find them again and know what you're opening. And it's easy enough once you've opened it to rename it. You just click into the box at the top that has the current name and change it. Once it's saved, so everything's saved in your Google Docs are saved in the Docs section, but it's also available all over your Google Drive, so that's there too. And so organizing the documents into folders can be helpful. File management is one of those maintenance activities that we must do if we're going to keep our sanity and keep our computer working. Easy file access using folders makes it easier, especially if it's a specific topic and a group of documents that pertain to the same ultimate goal. And the other thing I do, and I find this has become immensely important for me, I make appointments with myself during the week. I look at my calendar on Sunday. I say, okay, I got Thursday afternoon open. Thursday afternoon, I'm going to spend an hour on file management, or I'm going to spend an hour on my Google Drive or my Dropbox. I'm going to spend an hour organizing photos on Google Photos. Yay, Chris Gould. And or emails. I have way too many emails saved. So I make appointments with myself. I happen to work 3 hours on Sunday on file management, putting stuff where it's supposed to go. Because I download everything to downloads. That way I know it's there, but then I have to move it to where it belongs. And the new, at least on Windows, the file management tool, the file explorer tool with those extra tabs that you can add, I'm really enjoying that because you can easily drag, and it's phenomenal. Anyway, but take the time to do your maintenance, security checks, whatever it is that you want to do, make the time for yourself to keep your computer running properly so that you can find stuff when you need it too. So the print option, it's basically just like any other program or app. Access the print settings in Google Docs, navigate to the file menu, upper left corner, and file print. And within the print dialog box, you can make the changes to have it print out the way you want it to. Downloading. Sometimes you want to save them not in Google Drive, but maybe you want to share it with somebody, but not through Google Drive. You want to send it from your system. You can download a Word doc, you can download a PDF and many other formats, which is very handy. It will also open DocX and ODT from LibreOffice or OpenOffice and PDFs, which you can then edit and resave in that same format. So the flexibility is of value. And then finally, sharing. Collaboration process is collaborating on a document or a form or agenda meeting, whatever the document is, you can share with others, and actually they can collaborate. You can watch in real time as they make changes, you make changes. By clicking the share button at the top of the Google Doc that you're in, you enter whoever you're sharing it with. You must rename. You see that in my slide it says untitled document. It will ask you to name the document before you get to this page. And then there are 2 ways to share. You can share restricted, so only the people with the link, only that person's email will access it with that email. And then if anyone with the link allows anyone or anyone finds the link, oops, that was a bad sentence, via email, they will have access. So you can share it with anybody or just share it with a small group like the board of directors or a small group that you're working with. I find it easy. I don't do a lot of sharing, but I have, and it's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to do a bit of a live demonstration, and then we'll do a Q&A. And let's see where I'm going. There we go. Yes. Yes. Okay. Do you now see a Google Docs page?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. So as I was saying, this is what the home page looks like. I'm using a Gmail account that I don't use it all the time. So this is why there's not a whole lot here. But as you can see, you can open a blank document. But I'm going to go in and quickly show you the template gallery I mean, they've got resumes, letters, recipes, pet resume. You just get meeting notes, projects, proposals. It's really quite amazing. Brochures, newsletters, so they can help you start a design in a product for an outcome that you don't necessarily know how to do. But if I go ahead and click blank document, this is the documents page. This is a single document. If I click on File and go down to Page Setup at the bottom, you can do a Pages or Pageless tool. You can apply to the whole document, and if there is a selection, in other words, you just want to change the formatting of a specific section of the document, then that would appear. It says selected I can't read it. Selected content, excuse me. And you can tell it what page size, if there is a color to the page, and then what you want your margins to be. And if it will set it for only this document, or if you prefer, if I wanted, say, all 1/2 inch margins, I would then set it as the default. And that way, any document blank that I open will have these parameters, so that you can pretty much set it up or preset what you want. Then this is the little line of options that pops up to help. If there's a meeting notes, so that it automatically sets up the notes for a meeting of what the notes were, and then you could actually add action items to check off when they're done. This one is the email draft. So how many person, a person to copy to, a person to blind copy to, and then the subject. And then you would create the text below it. And then you would be able to send it or copy it to Gmail. And then more will open up a side panel. Save time and optimize your workflow with building blocks. I've not investigated that. That's a bit more advanced than I have needed. And so communication, there's an email draft, meetings, all kinds of headers that you can start with that help you get started. Edit. I mean, these just have the traditional drop-down menus. Here's more specific formatting for paragraph styles, line and indent, line and paragraph spacing. I think the default, if I see that, is 1.15. I prefer single, so I would go in and set that probably for each. I don't know that you can do that as a default. So columns, bullet, insert. I went right past insert. You can insert an image, a table, a drawing, a chart, a horizontal line, an emoji, smart chips. I don't know what they are. I haven't looked at those yet. You can create a drop-down menu for a form for choices, building block. There's just a lot of information and things that you can do. And then down here, you can set up the tabs. You can create a watermark. You could add headers and footers. Like I usually put the page number in the upper right-hand corner as a header. And then you can create a page break or a section break, that kind of thing. So there are a lot of standard word processing tools. This ribbon right here have most of your text editing tools. This is search. This is undo, redo, print, spelling check if you want it. That's change the formatting entirely. The palette just changes everything. The size of the zoom that you're looking at, not the size of the text or the actual paper, but the zoom. If you're looking at, if I needed to see that at 150, I would go there, but I don't, so I'll take it back to 100. Upper right-hand corner, you've got it tells you what the last edit was, what changes I made when. I'm going to make this a test for APCUG. That's the title. This one is show all comments. If you were collaborating, comments are helpful. Join a call. I believe that's with Google Meet. Or I can present this tab in a call in Google Meet. And then here's the share. So I can copy link. If that's the down button, just a quick copy, a quick copy of the link to be shared. This is the one. Here we go. So I could do it restricted or anyone with the link. So that is how you would share a document. The little diamond up here, of course, is Gemini. That just opens a panel on the right, and it will tell you all about Gemini and how it can help you. And then you can add a prompt, and you can then add any answer you can add into the document itself. And finally, and I'm going to go to I'll go to a different page to demonstrate it, is the document tabs. This little arrow closes it and opens it. Then the document tabs, there's a plus sign there. All it's going to do is add a second tab or a third tab or a fourth tab. And you can then rename, where are you? There we go. So this is, say, if I've got perplexity, and I would paste my answer from perplexity there, or I might go to Gemini and paste what I have from Gemini there. Then, once in a while, yes, I do go to Copilot. Oops. And that would be the fourth one. But then the main tab is, so I'm right-clicking to make, and you can also click on the tab options here and go rename. And this is my primary doc. Whoops. Too fast. I hit that enter key too fast. There we go. So that's really quick and simple. There are extensions that you can add. I haven't gone into depth on that. That's a little more advanced. This little cloud will show me the document status, all changes saved to Drive. This will allow me to move it to a particular folder in Drive. This makes it a favorite in Drive. And then if I click here, it takes me back to the Docs homepage. If I click here, I have access, here being the hamburger menu, I have access to the other options. I can do settings, or I can go back to Drive. So let me go to one more. There we go. And there we go. So this is my Google Docs. I don't use the templates, as you can see. I use them in the body of I access them through the document if I need one. So these are a number of docs that I've done. There's my Google Photos workshop I did the other day. But what I really want to show, let me go to the first one. Nope. I gotta find one with it. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. So I went to Perplexity and I got this information on describing this slideshow, how I should present, what I should cover. And then it breaks down the sections so that you can quickly move down. That is automatically done by the tabs. And here's the answer I got from Gemini. Same kind of thing. And then I used Canvas, which I'd never seen before, and experimented. Let's see if that'll open. Yes. And it created this. It's just kind of a real simple poster overview. I'm not using it today, but I'm just fascinated that the tools are available to us through Google So I'm going to close that and go back to this. So I am very pleased. Let me go back with how Google Docs works for me. Let's see, did I do multiple tabs on this one? I don't know. No, I don't think so. No, okay. So I think I'm about done. I don't think there's anything else I can. No, that's not. Oh, there's a second tab there. Yeah, see, and that's information about, this is our Apple, Microsoft, and Google accounts, and we were trying to give information, put together pertinent information to give to our members at the club. So that's how that got there. So I think I will stop my share and say, do we have any questions?
I would say you caused me to have a bunch of questions to start playing around with, but Jolyn, that was good.
Thank you.
I won't ask my question because I couldn't type fast enough until after Judy's taking care of her questions, because it might have been a question that somebody else asked.
And we have a hand from Gail Halpern, but I'll let you guys handle that.
Yeah, we'll wait until Judy's done with what's been turned in, then
very
we'll
good.
let her.
Very good.
Oh, let's see. We have one person who thinks the autosave is annoying.
Well, then use Word. That's okay. She can use Word, and that you can turn off autosave.
Okay, thank you. I've been a Microsoft user since the beginning of time.
Yes.
That's just
the MS-DOS days.
And I'm more familiar with Access. Does Google Doc have a database?
Yes.
And can you show us?
No, because I haven't used it at all. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to do that. I don't know.
Call from template. Call from.
Can you password protect a file, and since it stores to the web, is it safe for sensitive information?
As safe as anywhere else is. If Google gets hacked, we're all done for. So, I don't think, and just like, I probably would save more something like that on something like LastPass or Bitwarden or one of the others. I'm not sure I would save, security information on Google Doc, on Google passwords.
Okay, John, you can shut down the chat box, please.
See how that works when I open it back up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't like the new chat box in any way. It's more steps and everything. Gail, unmute yourself, please, and ask your question. Unmute, lower left-hand corner.
There's a mute button on the lower left-hand corner. Move your mouse and it should pop up the bar across the bottom.
I don't know what she's, okay.
Can you guys unmute her?
John, can you do that?
No, cannot unmute. All
Okay.
I can do is say to her,
You can ask to unmute. And if
that doesn't make any, okay, Gail. Gail. Okay, do you see the microphone in the lower left corner of your taskbar? Look down at your taskbar.
Why is her taskbar at the top?
We don't know what she's using. Okay, Joe Bruno, you're on.
oh, you
Joe
switched.
was born with computers, so we know.
Well, I had to go because Jack was ahead, so I got lowered down to Joe.
Sorry, I'm looking at my people.
I'm unmuted.
Oh, great.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, my fingers were not making anything work. So for the document tabs, if you press on, let's say tab 2, and then you right click, you can put a name in and the name of your document.
You can, no, the name of the tab. You name the document at the very top left.
Okay. And then what you were showing was
Who's got yeah, I'm sorry, Perplexity?
Perplexity, Canvas, Gemini. Those are AI. I mean, how did they get in there?
I went to Perplexity and asked my question and copied and pasted. I went to Gemini, asked my question, got the result, copied and pasted.
Okay. Then you named it. In
Yes.
the tab, you named the tab Perplexity.
Because that's the source.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But then could you have named it also Perplexity and then AMG accounts, or the topic?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's in the title at the top.
Well,
Okay.
I use the documents the resources I'm using go tab 2, tab 3, tab 4, and then the first tab is the main primary document that I'm creating. Okay. So I have easy access back and forth from the research
right
to the actual document.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Joe, go.
Okay. Earlier when I tried to unmute myself, there was a notice popped up saying the host has not allowed anyone to unmute.
That's correct. I allow you to unmute.
Okay. But however, I wanted to say I enjoyed the presentation.
Thank you.
One thing that you said you didn't know what it was, you thought might be a color picker, was actually a highlighter.
Ah, that's right. Yes, it's the little marker pen.
And I enjoy Google Docs. I've used it for many years.
Yeah, they're terrific. I really like it more and more.
Thank you. Question, can we open a JPEG and then save it as a PDF?
Yep. Or you would add the picture to the document. You wouldn't open the document. You wouldn't open the JPEG. You would insert the picture and then save the PDF.
But you can't turn a JPEG into a PDF by saving it as just a standalone JPEG, not inserting it in anything.
Not in Google Docs, no.
Okay. Jack, you're on.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So a few very short questions are like yes or no. I tuned in a couple minutes late, so maybe you already answered this. And one last one. First, can you download the document you've created to your hard drive if you wish? Okay, great. Next, can you make large documents that have like chapters for manuals
Absolutely.
or books? Is there a limit to the size?
I haven't found one, no.
So you could actually write a book with chapters, subchapters, and table of contents and automated?
Yes, and with the help of Gemini, it will do that. It will help you do that.
And it has an automated bibliography tool as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. Finally, does the Google Doc interface with artificial intelligence for any additional tools or for like searching or anything else?
I'm not quite sure I understand the question. However, Gemini is Google's AI and is built into Docs.
Oh, okay. So then, yes.
It's the little diamond in the upper right-hand corner that kind of flashes at you sometimes.
Ah, great. Thank you I enjoyed your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
John, would you like to explain about the when I call on somebody and you unmute them and then they can unmute themselves, correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
So
I answered my own question.
Saul is the next person in line.
Yep.
He's already gotten his request to unmute. So
Yep.
And I'd just like to clarify John's answer. He doesn't unmute anybody. He can request somebody to unmute. It's a privacy matter. But my question for Jolyn is, when Google Docs saves a file, is there a way to find the path to that file on Google Drive?
Well, it's wherever it automatically saves it to just the dumping, you know, how Google just kind of dumps everything together and then labels and things is how you organize and putting them in folders in Google Drive. You can do a quick search for the name. The search function within Google, that's where Google started. So search functions within every single Google product is phenomenal. You can also immediately, when you save it to Google Drive, you can actually tell it to move it. There is a move function at the top that will allow you to move it to a specific folder that you can either create on the fly or is created, and that way you can put it where you want it in Google Drive. I hope that answered the question.
Is that it, Saul? Okay, John, you're on.
When you create,
Yes, sir.
when you create content for the club or for yourself, and you mention things in your documents, do you start getting advertising about those things?
Nope.
Good question.
Never have.
Never have. Okay, thank you.
Interesting.
It's a good question. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Rose. Unmute, please.
Yes, she is.
Well,
We hear you, love. Go ahead.
I was looking for the buttons. Yep.
Good to go.
First, there's the main button in the middle, and then you got to press the other one. I don't have a question as such. It's more a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
And a hint for those who may not be as computer savvy. Couple things. Number one, when I taught this to our group, I prefer to use, if they have a Gmail account, to sign into their Gmail and then look for those 9 little dots.
Oh, yes.
Click it and click on docs and it takes you right there.
Yes, ma'am. There are at least 5 different ways that I use to get to Google Docs.
Yeah. For our people, and I don't know about other groups, but for our people, the simpler the better. But at any rate, also a caution for those who do have Gmail accounts, and if you use Docs or any of the other apps, and everything gets saved to Google Drive, I prefer to use Google Drive to save all of my photos, which uses up most of my free space. And so I always either save my documents to my computer, my laptop, or a portable hard drive. Now, the side of that you got to remember is you got to take your hard drive with you if you're going somewhere else. But I prefer
Rose, excuse me, may I ask you, do you use Google Photos also?
I use everything.
No, okay. Do you use Google Photos?
Yes.
Why are you saving your pictures to Google Drive when Google Photos is where the pictures are stored, and Google Photos uses Google Drive for storage? So you're double loading your Google Drive.
Yeah, and for people who are using this, I was using it sort of initially as my backup to the photos because I don't trust anybody. But
oh God,
yeah.
what Google Photos has done for me with the help of Chris Gould, is just, I mean, I've been able to, and the new editing capabilities, especially on
yeah,
are marvelous. Well,
absolutely.
okay. But
the issue is if you're going to be using any of the docs or the compatible to Excel or compatible to PowerPoint and everything gets
sheets and slides.
you gotta watch that number, because if you get to the end of your freebie, it's not gonna save anything.
Oh, the storage. Yeah, well, that's part of maintenance. Part of maintenance is checking on your storage, checking on your hard drive on the computer, checking in the cloud storage. That's part of our maintenance process that we should be.
Absolutely. But some of those who are just beginning to use this are not aware that they have to watch that number as well.
Yes, we've discovered that. We've had members come in with that
Absolutely.
question. Oh, yeah.
Sounds like an idea for another presentation called Jolyn Maintenance.
Jolyn, what's the cost of extra hard drive space?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head.
It's
I
not
think
that much. I have it in the
for 100 gig, it's like $2 a month.
Yeah.
I've got both workspace, personal or individual, and Google One. I've got 3 terabytes of Google Drive, so I'm not worried about losing.
It's not that much to get more space from the
No,
free one.
no, well, just like iCloud, it's what is a couple of bucks a month. So you can pay for more, but the base increase from 15 to 100 is an easy go.
Mm-hmm. But you gotta have money. So, yeah. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Steve?
How long did you say you spent organizing the downloads in the downloads folder?
On Sunday, 3 hours.
Okay. Would it not be?
No, you're going to ask me if it'd be easier to just go directly to where they belong.
Yeah.
No, not for me, not for the way I work. Because the stuff that I download, very often I need immediately. So I go and grab it and either put it or send it to somebody else. I just haven't found the need that's the way to do it for me. I prefer to, it's just that way I know where everything is when it comes down. I don't have to remember, I don't have to figure out, did I put it in downloads? Did I put it over here? I just do it all at once. But I was also organizing, I'm in the process of organizing all of the videos and all of the presentations that have been given over the last 4 years at the computer club. So that was part of it.
Thank you. And I'm of the school of Bill Gates, who said way back when at a Comdex APCUG conference that think of your hard drive as your file cabinet.
Absolutely.
And that's what I do. I have, like, so to speak, Pendaflex folders with the name of, and then all the documents that pertain to that are in different files, so to speak. So I can find anything on my hard drive almost instantly and in my email.
Yeah, that's terrific.
But when I taught that in school to my seniors, I would hit a 4-drawer file cabinet that was sitting next to my desk and give it a boom. And I thought, oh, they're going to remember that your hard drive is like your file cabinet now. Saul, you're on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I muted myself out of courtesy last time. Then I couldn't unmute myself because I guess you get one shot at it. Anyway, I think the answer to my question that I asked Jolyn is the answer is no. That if Google Docs saves a file, you don't save it yourself in a specific folder on Google Drive. You don't know where it saved it. And yes, Google is known for search, and you can always search for the file by name, but you don't know what the path to that file is. Isn't that correct?
Actually, no, you do.
Where do you find the path to the file?
In Google Drive, in the big body, where just like Google Photos, just like email, it dumps documents with either alphabetically or by date. So if you look not at the folders in Google Drive, but below that, where all the files are, just like it is on File Explorer, if it's folders at the top, if it's by name, folders at the top, and the rest of the individual files below them. Let me just go. I'm gonna go just
maybe to clarify what I'm asking is, like, if you're in Windows and you find a file, for instance, and you go to properties, you can see the path. I mean, you can, even if it's a shortcut to it, you can find a path to the file. You can see the series of folders down to it. And I don't think there's an equivalent in Google Drive.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Hold on just a sec. Let me get back here and do a quick share. And okay, that's the wrong one. Let me go here. Okay, I just opened this Google Doc. Can you see? I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Nope, not like that. Sorry. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, I gotta hide this. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so if I'm looking at this right here, do you see the top right here? Do you see there's a little cloud?
I do.
Okay, when I click on that cloud, all changes, and it says this document's ready for online use. Let me go look at another one real quick. Okay, on this one, there it is there. If I click on that, all changes. Now, see, now I can't find what I was looking for. Oh, there it is. There's a little file folder.
Yeah, you said if you can use that to manually save it in a specific folder.
Yes.
I said if you don't do that and you just let Google Docs save it wherever it wants to save it, how do you find where it saved it?
Do you know the name of the file?
Well, yes, you can search for it, of course. But as you've just demonstrated, it doesn't show you the path.
It's in Google Drive.
Okay, I'm not going to berate it. We're done. Thank you.
Okay, but it's in Google Drive, so I'm not sure. Let me go to Drive.
Bill James.
So I've got my home.
Jolyn.
I've got recent. There's recent. Recent will show me.
Hold on, Bill.
So it is. Let me go ahead and back to Zoom and close my share. Of course, I can't find it now. Okay, let me close that and close that and close that and close that. I can't get out of the share. I'm sorry.
John can close it for you.
There we go. Okay, I'm back. I think I'm back.
Jolyn, thank you so much for your presentation. And I
Thank
hope
you,
I'm not going to confuse things, but the question about where things can be found, I found that I have added Google Drive to my Windows File Explorer.
Exactly.
And it shows as a folder.
Thank you.
And so you can then, it shows you everything and where things are stored. And you can do that by downloading Google Drive for the desktop. And then that will add a file folder in your Windows File Explorer where you can click on and you can see all your files, photos, everything else. But thank you, Jolene.
Thank you. Thank you, because I had completely spaced on that. I've used Google Drive in File Explorer for years. So I completely spaced on that. Thank you.
A wonderful presentation. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Richard Bradford.
Is there an option for saving documents in HTML format so they can be used as web pages?
I believe so. That's more advanced. You could go explore. I just never have. But I pasted HTML into a Google Doc and it's there. So, I mean, if you can write HTML, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. And you can save it as an HTML file.
Okay.
One more? Yeah, one more.
Yes, I was wondering if you can dictate rather than type.
As I have tried it, I don't think it works as well as Word does. The Word dictation is very good. However, you're in a browser, and many browsers have an extension that allow you to dictate. So I'll have to look at that because I don't really know off the top of my head.
Thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. I do have some more questions in the chat box. I will be sending those to Jolyn so she can answer those unless we have time at the very end. Okay. And appreciate all that you showed us. A lot more. I just use it basically, and there's a lot more than just basically. John, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Jolyn for sharing with us today. And I'm kind of impressed about the docs that I've kind of looked up to as saying, it's just a web thing that just as it's an old fashioned Microsoft Word pad. It's there and it doesn't have a lot of uses. And I think the other thing that confuses would be maybe somebody like me is that a Windows user is used to, when you create a document, the Windows automatically puts that file that you're making in a certain spot to start with, like documents go in documents and pictures go in pictures. But since you're using Google Docs, it just get automatically downloaded to Google Docs, and then you can put it in folders. So I think if you're looking for a file that got saved, it's going to be right there in the main Google Drive folder until you put it somewhere else.
Exactly.
Judy.
Thank you, John.
There's a quick question here. What is Copilot? Copilot is Microsoft's AI. It's incorporated with Office and with Edge.
Yeah,
That's the one that I use.
Yeah.
And other people use Chat GPT, that of course all of them can be used with anything, but there are, Gemini is Google's. So choose one, get familiar with it if you're not going to do a lot of fancy stuff with it. And
PowerPoint, using the Copilot designer in PowerPoint, it'll create the slides for you. It's amazing.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah,
so,
Bob
Google Slides hasn't gotten there yet, but they're working on it.
Bob Gasicha said to me one day when AI first came out, and he was pulled up his presentation, and he said with a smirk, "Hey Judy, how long do you think that took me to make?" And I said, "Buzz off," because he knows I spend hours on putting my presentations together. But AI gives you your answers quickly.
It also created the slides.
Yeah, I know, but I do my own thing with that. Okay, sorry, John.
I let it create, and then I make it my own.
Right.
Thank you all very, very much. I really appreciate the opportunity.